Here's my Meyer-Briggs personality type. I'm a ESTJ. My name is Samuel Vincent Saia. I go by Sam. Here's an image of me as well as I traveled to Spain, to Madrid, to visit my brother this past spring break. And I'm currently an engineering student. I plan to go into industrial systems and engineering as I like the technical side of engineering, but I also like the business and entrepreneurial aspect that comes with the industrial systems engineering. I am a son, a brother, an entrepreneur, a student, and a child of God. The reasons I took this course is I want to understand the things around me, have a more open mind, see things how they truly are. I want to see how things came to be. All these systems that are so integrated into our life, how were they created and what function do they serve? I also took this course to become a better designer, to become more creative. And I think all of these three play into the outcomes I hope to take from this course. I hope to have a more open mind, to become more creative, a better designer, what I do. I, whether that be designing thoughts or ideas, I want to become a better innovator and more unique to create, have my own ideas, but be able to design them in a way that I can show them to the world and bring them to light. I'm a hard worker and I'm very driven towards my goals. And I feel like this is something you need to be successful in life. You can't do things only when you feel like that, only when you want to do. You have to do it whenever you don't want to do. You have to be disciplined. And that is something I would value about myself. I'm disciplined and hardworking. I'm a logical thinker. I take things at face value. I like to see things for what they are, and I think I have a higher level of common sense than maybe some people. Another thing that I value about myself is I'm a positive person. I like to see things on the bright side, and I feel like if you can keep a positive attitude throughout your life, it will help you immensely. Some of my core values are I believe everyone deserves respect despite your age, whatever other circumstances, that you should show respect to everyone, no matter what. I believe in being honest and being true to who you are. And because if your word does not mean anything, then what does? I also believe in spreading positivity and spreading joy because it costs nothing to spread joy, to spread positivity, to just enjoy your life, no matter what you are. Enjoy the little things. I think that's very important to enjoy the little things. Some things that make me happy are soccer. I love to play it with my friends, to be in a team, score goals, have fun, to watching my favorite team and my country play, something that brings me joy when they win, see success. And I love building up my business with my brother. We have a website development company, so we work with small businesses, build them websites to help grow. And it brings me a lot of joy growing their business as we grow ours. It's a lot of fun. I love to laugh and whether it be watching something on TV or just joking around with my friends, having a good time, laughing brings me joy. Some things that make me sad are seeing my family or friends sad or hurt. That can make me sad, as well as when I see wasted potential in other people or myself. There's something I could have done better, but I didn't for some reason. That can bring me sadness. And I would say music is another thing that can make me sad. If it's a sad song, I feel like music can really make you feel certain things, and it's a very powerful music, and sad songs can make me sad sometimes too. Some things that make me angry would have to be when people are disrespectful for no reason. They just think they're all that. They're so full of themselves that they don't show any respect to other people. That makes me mad. wasting time, wasting my own time, that can make me mad. When I know I could have used it doing something else to help me become a better person or something else, and I'm just wasting it on social media or something else, it makes me angry. And injustice, when people get away with bad things or something else like that, like just seeing injustice in the world and in my own life, that can make me angry. Some things that make me scared are losing time or losing loved ones, as like my family. I love my family, and in college I'm so far from them, and I don't know, you just never know how life can be, so that's something I can be scared of. Not learning from mistakes and repeatedly doing them over and over, and that's something that makes me scared. And just overall not growing as a person and not moving from one chapter of my life to another as I grow and as my life expands in all kinds of different ways. It's another thing that makes me scared. Some things that bug me would have to be procrastination. When I have things that I have to get done, but I just become lazy and I don't want to do it, and I just procrastinate and wait till the last minute. Something that bugs me. Another thing would be negativity, when people are so pessimistic about life and just certain circumstances in general, and they just want to complain instead of just trying to enjoy it. I think if you try to enjoy something, it can do a lot for you. It can do a lot. Another thing would have to be closed-mindedness, when people get just so roped up in one way of thinking, whether they don't want to try new foods or have new experiences, they just want to stay in their own little environment and not expand out, not get anywhere out of their comfort zone. That's something that can annoy me. Things I hate or I dislike a lot have to be when people are fake towards other people, when they'll say one thing but they mean another. They'll act like a friend, but they don't have their best interest in mind. That's something, it's a rant I would have. Another one would be snakes. This might fall into the fears a little bit too, but I really dislike snakes, and I don't know, just something about them. Another thing would have to be mayonnaise. I really just hate mayonnaise. I don't know. I used to eat it, and one day I just realized, and I just really dislike mayonnaise. So, yeah. Some things that I love are sports. Like I said before, I love soccer. I love to watch it, watch my team on live TV, watch the games and that. Aggie football is a very great thing. We start off the year pretty well, so it's exciting. And I love tennis as well, so that's one of my raves for sure. Another one would be food. Uh, Heritage is Italian, so I eat a lot of Italian food back home, and food is just great. There's all the different cultures and cuisines of food. It's great, and I love to eat good food. Another thing would be music. I love all types of music, all pop, rap, country, Spanish music. I don't know. The list goes on and on, but yeah, I love music. I feel like it's a very powerful thing. Some things that inspire me would have to be, you know, like very successful people. I love Ronaldo for one. He's someone that inspires me, and just stories of people who, started off not with much and just became very successful. Like like I said before, Ronaldo is a big one for me. Another thing, I like to read, so books will inspire me. I think books are very powerful. There's some from my collection back there, but yeah, I like to read, and like to read books about real stuff. So that inspires me as well. Another thing that I'd have to say that inspires me is my faith, and I'm Christian, so that is another thing that inspires me in my life to live in a way where I can spread love and positivity. So it's another thing that inspires me. A few of my biggest accomplishments to date would have to be making it into the High School Hall of Fame for my hometown. I made it to the Hall of Fame for Athlete of the Year in soccer. So that was a great achievement of mine. Another one would have to be building up my business. We're 30 clients. We're working with 30 businesses, building websites for them. So that's another one of my biggest achievements. And next would have to be being here at Texas A&M and pursuing engineering. I feel like that says a lot, and it took a lot of work to get here. But I mean, the work does not stop once you're here. But that's a great achievement of mine, I would say. Next are my three biggest goals in life. So, for one, I would have to say, goal of mine is to never work a corporate job. I have my website business right now. Hopefully, out of college, I can pursue that and grow that, or start something else, and just pursue entrepreneurship as a whole. Alongside my brother too would be great. Another goal of mine is eventually to be able to buy Palermo FC, a soccer club in Italy, and it's in the lower divisions now. But you know, if the entrepreneurship works out and I have enough money to buy that and run that with my brother, that would be a great goal of mine. Another one would be to be a father, and to raise my children, have a son. Maybe he pursues to do great things, become a professional soccer player. That would be great. So that's another goal in my life, to be a great father. Some things I would do to enhance my life perfectly is I want to create a perfect balance of my schoolwork, my work for my business, as well as my social life and all other activities. Another enhancement I would make is to get perfect sleep. I feel like sleep is something everyone needs, and a lot of times it's hard to get a perfect amount of sleep to be well energized and ready for the day. So that's an enhancement I would make for sure. And then just being efficient with my time and being able to manage it well. So to have perfect time efficiency, you only have so many hours in a day, so you got to make best use of all of them. So if I had some genie wishes, here is what I would ask for. First off, I would ask for super speed to watch the Flash TV show, and I think super speed is just one of the best superpowers. So I'd love to have super speed, just supersonic speed to go anywhere. Like I said before, I could be a professional soccer player. I could do a lot with that. Another thing I would ask for would be $200 billion, because money really makes the world go round, and I could do a lot with $200 billion. Next up, I would have to ask for would be health for my family and friends and all people around me, for happy, healthy, long life, because that's what life's all about. So, yep. Now, if I had a magic wand to change whatever I wanted, first I would do is stop world hunger. All these people suffering around the world from world hunger. I really think that would be a great problem to solve. So I'll do that. I'll also establish world peace throughout the world. No more wars and fighting. Just create peace. Everybody love each other, And then final thing I would do would be get rid of pollution. All this pollution in the ocean, all in on land, killing all these animals, these cool animals. It's horrible. So those are the three things I would do. So now, if I cannot fail no matter what I did, first thing first, I would continue growing the business I have right now, turn it to a multi-billion-dollar business with my brother. And that would just bring me a lot of joy, be a lot of fun, and be great. Next, I'll become a professional boxer, because, if I can't fail, I'll just win every fight. So, keep fighting, keep winning, become a world-renowned boxer, greatest to ever box. That would be amazing. Next, I'll become a pop artist, because aside from boxing, it'll also be cool to be a musician, popular, go perform concerts in front of hundreds of thousands of people. It will be great. And, not a great singer, but if I was and I was a pop star, it would be crazy, a very exciting life. So that's what I would do if I could not fail. Here are some things that I would do if I knew that my actions had no consequences. First things first, I wouldn't show up for any of my classes. I wouldn't do any of the work or any of that. And then I would just get a whole bunch of food, pizza, order all of it, and just eat whatever I care, like candy, no matter what it is, just eat all that. I would next thing spend all my money and just do a trip, go all through Europe, go to beaches, just relax, spend all the money I got saved up, and if I have no consequences, might as well do it. So some of the most unusual things I have ever done would have to be first, whenever I was younger, I don't know, I was just trying to have fun, have a good day. I got in a laundry basket and I rode it down the stairs. It wasn't a very wise decision though, because as a result, I ended up getting concussion. Another unusual thing I have done would have to be one night I was out playing, and it might sound crazy, it might sound strange, but I saw a UFO. It was like a saucer shape. And at this point, it's hard for even I myself to believe it, but I saw something in the sky and it made a big flash and zoomed off. So it's a very unusual experience thing. Another thing that's unusual, I would say, is throughout high school, I worked at a seafood shop selling crawfish mostly, and so I took care of a pet blue crawfish for many months. So that was another unusual thing I had was a very rare blue crawfish. So for some of the most memorable places I visited, one of them would have to be Times Square in New York. My oldest brother lives there, so I went and visited him. And Times Square was just crazy to see all the skyscrapers and the lights, the screens, everything was pretty incredible. Another one would have to be I went and visited my brother in Madrid, Spain, and seeing the soccer stadium there, Real Madrid, the Bernabeu. That was a really cool experience and a great memory. Next would have to be go this previous year I went to the casino because I was 18 and was 18 and up limit, and the casino was a crazy place but very memorable to say the least, and didn't have best of nights, but it was fun. It was a good memory. I'll say that. Next, my passion, some things I'm very passionate about. One I've already spoken about a few times throughout this video, but I have to say soccer. I love soccer. I think it's the greatest sport and very passionate whenever I play and watching my favorite team, win or lose, very passionate. Another thing I'll be very passionate about is entrepreneurship and business. I think it's a great thing to be your own boss, to build up something, build up your own thing, providing value and growing it. Something I'm also very passionate about. And then the last thing would be, just being a positive person and, enjoying life, being happy. I'm very passionate about that, whether in good times or bad times, just doing your best to see the glass half full and enjoy life the most you can. So, as for my dreams, some dreams I have would be to follow my entrepreneurship, dreams and have a global business that well recognized brand and very successful business. That's a dream of mine. Another one would be to, have a family, have a beautiful family, have a son. Be a great dream of mine that have a son, train him from when he's young, go on to play professional soccer. That's the dream of mine. Another one to at some point live abroad somewhere, live probably in Europe somewhere. That would be very cool to see different culture, just have a new experience. That's a dream of mine for sure. As for some things I have on my bucket list, one would have to be one day eventually writing my own book, about my life experiences, whatever it may be, just something where I can provide value to the reader, interesting in a good way. So writing a book something I would have on my bucket list for sure. Another thing will be exploring the world. Want to see, I think, good thing to have on your bucket list be see the 7 wonders of the world. That would be great. You know, explore all the different continents, see all the different cultures. It's a great thing I want to have on my bucket list. Another one would be skydiving. I think, I like excitement. I like adrenaline rush. Not too much, but I think, skydiving is just a thing that's on a lot of people's bucket list. So, why not try it once? And I think it would be pretty fun. I forgot to mention attending the World Cup final. 3 songs that I would want in the soundtrack for a movie in my life would have to be Viva La Vida by Coldplay. It's just great song. It's very powerful. Really feel fire in me when I play that song. It's just lifts you up, and it's just a great song. Next would be God's Plan by Drake. Good song. It's catchy, but it's true. It's all God's plan in life. Just trying to follow and become the person God visioned me to be. Next would have to be Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi. It's a great song. I've loved this since I was young, and I think it's true. We're all in a pursuit of happiness, and you just gotta enjoy life, and love your life, have God, and it's a pursuit of happiness in the end. So, as for what I'd want on my tombstone to be my legacy, whatever, inevitably pass on. This question, it took me a lot of time to think about what would I want to be remembered for and what would I want. But I would think it would be something like this. Here lies Sam Saia, an innovator, kind person, who spread positivity and joy to the world, inspiring others through his passion for life and for love. Now it's time for the 10 of those 30 questions that mean the most to who I am. Number 10, I'm going to go with soundtrack. Number 9, what makes you sad? Number 8, what are my dreams? Number 7, how would I enhance my life? Number 6, what is a legacy that I want to leave behind? Number 5, what makes me happy? Number 4, what are my goals? Number 3, what are my passions? Number 2, my core beliefs. And number 1, who I am. The reason I chose these 10 questions to encapsulate who I am is because I feel like each one of these questions tells a big role of what they play in my life. My goals, my dreams, what makes me happy, what makes me sad, music, a big part of my life. And I feel like within these questions, it encapsulates truly who I am, what I want to be, and how my life has gone thus far, and how my plans for my life, what I value in my life, my family. It truly encapsulates who I am as a person and who I hope to be. Now, I'll use the answers to these questions of who I am in seeking investors for a new company. My name is Sam Saia, and this is how I will bring my business to the top through hard work, drive, and discipline. To be the 1%, you have to do what 99% of others won't. And with this goal in mind, I will do whatever it takes to bring my business to the very top. As you can see, I will do whatever it takes to bring my company to the top through hard work and discipline. I'll be building AI robots that will become essential to human life, making the quality of life rise and bringing joy and positivity all around the world. All I need is your trust and investments as I start my company and rise up the ranks to the very top. Are you with me?